Okay, fertility update. I just got out of my appointment with Dr. Carlye Atkinson here at Cheshire Med in Keene. It was great. I feel a lot better now. Having just like talked to someone who knows what they're talking about cycles and stuff, instead of trying to just like consult the interwebs. Because I was like concerned about my longer cycles, but they're like consistently long, and I had printed out a whole like everything about my cycles. This is what I had brought with me. I brought Kyle's sperm test, which was like year normal, and a list of all my cycles so far, like the days between. I put like when the period was, when we inseminated, when I got the peak, like, you know, what I tracked with. And she was like, oh my gosh, I love all this information. So we just talked about that. She was like, you know, kind of getting history on me, like when did I go on T, when did I come off T, that kind of stuff. It was just like generally nice to not have to like explain myself to somebody. Didn't have to justify my choice. It was just like, so you're trying to have a baby? Yeah, all right, let's talk about that. And so we just went over all this stuff, and she was basically like, there was really like, I think, let me count, I forget, I think she said 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attempts so far. And so she's like, really 6 like well-timed attempts. She's like, this first one obviously was a miss. The second one was like probably a little bit too early too, but the other ones seemed really well tracked and timed. So she's like, you're definitely like doing good things. She gave me some suggestions of like, you know, when to do insemination. She's like, do it like the day you get the flashing smiley face and the day you get the solid smiley face with the clear blues. So it's funny because my fertile window was originally going to fall the week before this appointment, but it wasn't peaking at all last week, and it is like peaking right now. So I'm like, weird. So maybe Kyle and I will end up doing an insemination this month after all. I'm not sure. So she gave me some tips for like going forward. She's like, obviously, like, we can't really do like anything until it's been like a year of infertility, you know? And so she kind of described some of the tests that might happen if it's still unsuccessful at the year mark, which would be like August, September. And I got blood tests done to check my thyroid. She's like, let's check your thyroid levels just in case it's slightly elevated. That can like contribute to a pregnancy not sticking. And she also like suggested like maybe start taking a baby aspirin every day. Like some people say that like there's evidence that can help. It's more so for people that have had like miscarriage issues, but she's like, it can like, it's kind of been proven to help with like getting something to stick. So basically just gonna keep plugging away at what we're doing for the next couple cycles until we hit that year mark and can progress toward anything further, at which point I will decide whether or not I want to carry it forward or I pass the torch to Tori. So but I'm down to keep trying. Like I have said before, like I'm thinking about just trying up to that year point and seeing where things are at. But she said, I don't think you're gonna have any issues. Like, you're young and otherwise healthy, your cycles are regular, you're having signs of ovulation, you're getting the peaks as well as like the negatives after and stuff, so she's like, you're having all signs pointing to that you're having, you know, regular cycles and you're good. It's just sometimes, you know, it can take a while. And so yeah, that was good to hear. And it was just good to talk to somebody to kind of assuage some of my concerns, where I was like, what is the problem is my cycle, like, you know, all sorts of things like that. So she definitely helped like talk me off the ledge about some of that stuff, as far as like nothing's concerning right now, so we just kind of have to keep plugging away at it. But yeah, it was good. And then the only issue I had was not even with the like provider, but with the charting. So obviously when you sign up or like register, you give your date of birth and social security and whatever. Well, because I went to Dartmouth Health System when I was like a teenager for like dermatology stuff, that was the chart that was like remembered in their system. So I got my automated voice message reminder to Kayla, and I was like, I'm sure this is related to having been in the Dartmouth health system long ago. And then when the nurse was like checking me in and like doing my vitals and reading off my list of medications, I was like, these are all fucking medications I took in like 2010, 2012, like that era. Like I wasn't even an adult yet. So, and it showed like an old address and like my like no insurance, because obviously I was a kid and like that shit doesn't, so I was like, yeah, that's all old info, and also like my name on the thing is wrong. And the nurse was like, yeah, okay, I can't change that, but I was like, put a note. And like nobody misgendered me in person. Everyone said Liam. There was no issues with check-in. I just, when I got the computerized voice reminder, it was like, this message is for Kayla. And I was like, which happens to me with the pharmacy. Whenever I get a text about like the flu shot, it always says Kayla, even though my whole entire account is like Liam. So even 9 years later, I cannot escape the name at some point in the legal loops or the old like systems of society. So, but the guy who was checking me in to do the blood work, he was so fucking nice. And I was like, here's all my info, but like my name's wrong, blah blah blah. And he was like, this person is very slowly backing up. Why did they back up so much? That was really bad. Oh, they're back in parking. Interesting. The guy who was doing my registration for that helped me figure out the name stuff, because I was like, oh, like my name's gonna be weird, but I have to go over registration and just fix it after this. He's like, oh no, I'll just do it right through here. So I just gave him my license and my insurance card, and he went, whatever, fixed it on the back end, because it was like, again, showing like I didn't have insurance and like my old address and shit like that. So I was like, thank you so much. He was just like so nice and like funny, and like this 70-year-old guy who just like was super happy and like clearly like liked making connections with people, and he was super nice. So that's all sorted out. So if I ever have to come back, at least the name stuff is figured out. But yeah, so overall I feel good. I guess I should text Kyle and say that we might be on for this month after all. And yeah, that's the plan for now. It is kind of what the plan was before. Carry on to the year point and then see like what can be done if something needs to be done. But I'm feeling good about it. So yeah, anyway, well, that's all I got for now. I'm gonna take a sip of my Diet Coke for my lunch. Anyway, now I've got an hour and a half ish, hour and 20 drive home, so it's a good addle. But all in all, it's been a good day. Did a septic inspection this morning, zipped down here for this appointment, so all things feel good. So anyway, that's the update, and I will talk to you guys soon, hopefully.